Here we are then, once again with F1 2021 and another part of my immersive driver career with Ferrari. Today we've got the French Grand Prix. The pace is looking good. I am hopeful for this weekend that we can put our bad luck to one side and we can get some points on the board, maybe even a podium. If you haven't caught the series recently, make sure you go and check out the channel playlist, particularly since we started our Ferrari journey, because it's been very up and down so far. We had a decent start, we've had a couple of points finishes, but in the other Grand Prix, we have retired. We've had 3 engine failures already this season, and if you look at our components, you know, we're going to have to take a new engine, and that's just the way it goes. We're going to have to take some engine penalties at some point. But one massive positive is that we've got an ultimate upgrade in the pipeline. We've got a major one as well. So for the next Grand Prix in Austria, we should, fingers crossed, have both those upgrades on the car, and that is going to be a huge performance boost. So fingers crossed, things are going in the right direction here at Ferrari. I would like to see a little bit more progress on the durability, because apparently none of our parts work as they should. So, or certainly on my side of the garage anyway, but that's conspiracy for another day. Let's see how we get on in French qualifying. Well, here we come up to the line, a little bit scrappy out of the final corner, but it's still a 1:28.4, which is the fastest lap so far. And I think there is a little bit more time in that, and certainly exploring the limits still, but that is a very good time, quicker than the McLarens, and should be easily through to Q2. Well, there you go, easily through to Q2 then in 4th place, but look how close it is between 4th and 13th, just 0.3 of a second. That is crazy. But going out in Q1, Ocon, Russell, Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. Well, here we come up to the line at the end, at the start of Q2, sorry, and, well, we're 0.2 slower, a 1:28.6, and we know that that will probably not be good enough to get through to Q3, so we're going to go round again. But, well, that does give some strategical impact, so it's whether we just come in, cut our losses. Yeah, especially once we've gone wide there, but a purple first sector. 0.3 quicker, so we'll get back out there on a fresh set of boots and hopefully get through to Q3. Well, here we come up to the line, much better lap, 0.7 quicker here. This is going to be a great lap, and there you go, up to P4 with a 1:27.9. I told you the pace was good around here, and well, we might be in for half a chance of pole position if we can really hook up a good time, but yeah, we're happy enough to be through to Q3. And there you go then, we are through to Q3. Charles Leclerc just got through. Sergio Perez out, as well as Sebastian Vettel, Gasly, Tsunoda and Giovinazzi out as well. Looks like the track's improving. Fernando Alonso, 0.3 quicker than anybody else for Alpine. What a result he's had there in Q2. Can he replicate it in Q3? Because I think if he can, that could well be pole position for Alpine, which would be a fantastic result for them at their home Grand Prix. But let's see how we get on in Q3. Well, here we come up to the line, a little bit too much curb. What's it going to be though? We come up to the line to 1:27.7, which is enough for P3. What a fantastic qualifying lap that was. And we just had it hooked up around that qualifying session. That was absolutely brilliant. We peaked at just the right time.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race,
and
but
what a performance.
Let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Bottas and the captain. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So there you go then, P3 on the grid tomorrow, massively out-qualifying our teammate Charles Leclerc in P9. The Alpines, well, there you go, Fernando Alonso couldn't replicate his time from Q2. If he did, it would have been P2 on the grid, which would have been awesome to see. But we get through into P3. I'm very, very happy with that. Mercedes unbeatable, really, at the moment. So we've got to be happy with that. And let's see what's in store for us on race day. Please, please, please don't blow up, engine.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. We have 15 corners here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. The rain is coming down and making for a slippery racing surface, but luckily there is plenty of runoff available, and hopefully we'll be able to avoid bringing out a safety car during today's Grand Prix. Joining me on this very wet day is a man who's no stranger to driving in miserable conditions. Anthony Davidson, you've driven open cockpit, you've driven sports cars. How does the wet weather experience change between the different disciplines?
Well, I wouldn't say there's much difference in all honesty. You know, besides the terrifying closing speeds you find in sports cars with the different categories all sharing the same track, driving in the rain is, well, driving in the rain. Of course, the biggest difference between the two is the closed cockpit versus the open cockpit. You get the luxury of staying dry in the sports car, but if your screen ever gets dirty, well, that's a pit stop, not just wiping your visor or pulling away a tear off. But most of the time, you know, they're both as miserable as each other, to be honest.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have the captain, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Norris, Fernando Alonso, Raikkonen, Leclerc and Lance Stroll, Perez, Vettel, Pierre Gasly and Tsunoda, Giovinazzi, Ocon, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
There we go then. There's the grid, and once again, it is a wet start. A possible 4-stop strategy, or 3-stop strategy, sorry, down below. A little bit slower than this 2-stopper that we've got planned. It is going to be a tough old race, you feel, so without further ado, let's get into it. Lights out, away we go here in France. We, once again, get a slow start off the grid, and look at those guys just flying past us, and unbelievably we're down, well down to 7th on the grid now, which is a shame. And we've got, is that a Red Bull come down our inside? I think it was a legal overtake apparently.
Illegal. Return the position.
Come on. Stroll back through, and we're down to 10th. What a disaster of a start. And I want to check our car. Looks fine. Looks fine. I was worried we'd have some side pod damage, but what a disaster of a start. And it looks like Leclerc's got off to just as bad a start. But we know we've got pace, and certainly in the wet weather, we should be able to get this back. But that is devastating that we had to let Stroll back past. Well, look at this. We've got a chance on Sebastian Vettel here with the slipstream, with ARS. And we're certainly going to take the outside line here. So we made back one position on Vettel. And looking pretty strong here, to be honest.
Good job. Nice overtake.
Got good pace out there. Hopefully in no time we can be back up into 3rd place. Well, this time we've got Sebastian Vettel's teammate Lance Stroll. Should be able to make the move past him. And we do. So back up into 8th position now, and we've got our former teammate Fernando Alonso next. Well, we're now in the slipstream of Fernando Alonso. This is going to be a tough move around the outside. But we manage it. We're through. And now we're up to 7th.
Available on the MFD.
What does he suggest? Just coming in a couple of laps' time. We'll accept it for now, but I do think dries are going to be the best tyre very, very soon. It is drying up a lot. So we'll just have to see. Well, look at this. Right behind Daniel Ricciardo, right in his slipstream. And this should be another overtake. And it is. So we're making that overtaking move our own today up to 6th place.
Okay, good work.
And you can
Great
see
pass.
the podium ahead of us. Well, look at the tyre weight. Well, we're now in the slipstream of Kimi Räikkönen. We were meant to be coming into the pits on this lap, but we're going to stay out there because our pace is still very, very strong. And we want to hold out for the dry tyres. It is definitely drying up. The rain's getting lighter. It's
Nice work. That
expecting
brings you up a place.
to stop in the next 5 minutes or so. So if we can survive on these tyres for the next sort of 5 laps, then I think we will be in a super good position. We'll see if people come into the pits, what tyre they put on. I think it's still intermediate weather at the moment, but it is very much in the crossover period. Well, here we go again. Look
Check
at this.
your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy
He's
that.
suggesting coming in. I don't know whether it was this lap or next lap, but he is suggesting coming in for the soft tyres. We will keep an eye on what the leaders do. There's Max Verstappen having a little look round the outside. What a move that is.
Looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right tyre for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from slick conditions.
So Verstappen back through. It's whether we come in this lap. Does look like people are coming in.
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon.
So
back to dry shortly.
we're going to come in and join them and hope that this is the right call. Yeah, people are coming in.
Go.
And we're
Exit
away,
now.
and
We're
that's
racing on the exit.
pretty
Release,
good.
release.
We're ahead of Verstappen, I think. And Charles
in for
shouldn't
his
lose
stop. Okay, you
too
only have
much
to stop
either.
Once now, one stop left.
But this is going to be very tricky conditions here. But we remember back to USA last year, which during the crossover period, we were imperious on these soft tyres. Now, bear in mind they were brand new soft tyres that we were running in America.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They seem to have an issue.
And Bottas has got an issue, so this is good. We could very much be in the running for a podium here. Well, Bottas very much seems to have an issue. We are through on him now, though.
Nice move.
We'll be battling for second in this Grand Prix with Lando Norris. We need to stay with him, though. We cannot fall outside of the DRS window. Well, this is a great chance on Lando Norris. We've got DRS, we've got ERS, and the overtake position that we've made our own. We've made work again, and we are through. And now Lewis Hamilton, 11 seconds ahead, is the only car ahead of us on track. Well, you join me as we are about to enter lap 16 of 27. We are absolutely flying out there. We are going quicker than Hamilton ahead. Max Verstappen has just set a slightly faster lap than us, but we are absolutely going for it here. We're hitting all of our braking points. We're just in the zone and finding the grip and just going purple after purple, and it's an absolute joy.
Tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Well, we're into the pit lane, and we pit from the lead. Hamilton pitted on the last lap to put on a fresh set of medium tyres. That is exactly what we're doing too. So Norris in behind. We need to get out ahead of him.
Exit now.
And we are out ahead of him. Very good stuff. Hamilton and Vettel are through. We need to come out ahead of Max Verstappen. And we should do.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
We are now in net second position once Sebastian Vettel has come into the pits. And we're away very, very nicely. And it looks like Norris has come out ahead of Max Verstappen as well. So that's worked out well for us too. It could be a British 1-2-3 here at the French Grand Prix. I'm just hoping the car holds on. Well, there we go. Fastest lap once again.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
1:30.2
is 29.8 seconds.
And that's going to be pretty hard to beat, you would imagine. We've done that on fresh tyres. Everybody else has been in traffic, including Lewis Hamilton. But we are in a very, very good position here. And setting purple again in that first sector. Very, very good to see. And we are catching Lewis Hamilton, but I think we'll run out of laps. So once again, it's Azerbaijan once again with Hamilton dominating. We're the one chasing him down.
It's your final lap of the race.
Well, final lap of the race, and you've just watched us lap Nikita Mazepin. And, well, we are... Well, let's not tempt fate, but we're looking like we're going to finish second here and get our first ever podium, which I think we've deserved for a long while now. That's annoying, though.
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
So that's going to be 3 seconds lost at the end, but we have got a big enough gap to Max Verstappen. But yes, we have deserved this podium for a long time, and our pace has been very, very good today. And you know, had the stars aligned, maybe we could have overtook Hamilton at some point, but he's going to win another Grand Prix. It's going to be his 4th in a row, and he is running away with this World Championship. We are going to finish second. It's going to be Max Verstappen in 3rd, and then Lando Norris in 4th. So unfortunately, it's not going to be a British 1-2-3. It was looking that way at one point, but here we come round the final corner. And luckily, we don't get another 3-second penalty, but we come over the line and we finish second.
Well done.
Absolutely
Good finish.
awesome.
We stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
We've witnessed some great battles around Paul Ricard today, and they've taken a fantastic win. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, isn't that awesome to see us on the podium?
And Now let's take
been a
look
long
at the
time
driver
coming.
standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I have to say Sebastian Vettel certainly caught my eye during today's race. Incredible driving.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Well, gutting that Lewis Hamilton took the fastest lap on the last lap of the Grand Prix there. But you can see the rain has started again all of a sudden, so just getting over the line in time there. Max Verstappen finishes third, Lando Norris in fourth, Vettel fifth, Stroll sixth, Ricciardo in seventh, with Bottas all the way down in 8th place. Remember, he had some reliability problems. Fernando Alonso amazingly finishes in 9th position despite making an extra pit stop compared to everybody. He came in early and put on some more intermediate tyres. It didn't work for him, but add another 20 seconds off, or take another 20 seconds off, and he finishes 5th. But what a Grand Prix for him. And Charles Leclerc, a fairly disappointing Grand Prix by his standards, down in 10th. Perez finishes 11th, Tsunoda 12th, and we have 2 DNFs, Kimi Raikkonen and Pierre Gasly. So looking at the standings then, Lewis Hamilton leading the way by 69 points. With that podium, we're now up to 11th place in the standings, and hopefully we can continue that form. We're in that rich vein of Grand Prix that we do very, very well at, so I'm really hopeful for that. We're still in 5th in the Constructors, just behind Aston Martin now for the battle for 4th, so it's looking very, very good. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. It certainly deserves it for the podium. First podium of the series. Can we get a win at some point this season? It's certainly, you know, the pace is picking up. It's very possible. It's very possible. Subscribe for more F1 2021 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.